I was pulling up to park, spotted this little guy. He's a groundhog. I usually see these guys around the banks, and they hide in kudzu primarily, which is kind of odd. There's not a lot of kudzu right here. Alabama's streams, once beautiful, are now full of items used or lost by humans over the centuries. Most of those items are trash. However, there are historical treasures just waiting to be recovered. Today we are attempting to save history lost in time. So we have changed settings this week. We are in an urban creek that was used by a bottler about 100 years ago to dump the previous style bottles into. So here we find tons of antique bottles. Occasionally we get on some rare ones from some outlying towns that are smaller, but it has been a really good creek to me. We haven't been here though because the amount of rain that we've had keeps this one a lot murkier than the other one that I've been hunting, and you can see the visibility is not terrific today, but that's okay. I'm going to try to look in the shallow patches that I can see and hopefully not step on a snapping turtle, because they are abundant in these city creeks for some reason, more so than in the creeks that are more in the rural settings. I think I see a bottle up here already. Well, I've got you guys live. Or two. This has changed drastically, and I am wearing polarized glasses today. Hopefully help me spot stuff through the water since it's so murky. You guys can probably see that bottle though. There are tons of 1915 and 23 variant Coca-Colas in here. Most of them do have damage to the top. Looks like this one does, but you know me, that doesn't bother me. Look right here, you can see it says December 25th, 1923. And this was from Birmingham, and this is going to be a good whiskey glass, guys. And this is one of the reasons I love coming here. It's because I find tons of cutters like this one. So what I can do is I can cut it right here, up here at the top, refinish it, and this thing will be used and enjoyed once again. I am seeing the bottom to a flask here, another Coca-Cola bottom, and that tells me that if I take my time, that I have a really good chance of finding something cool today. I highly doubt you guys can see him. You might be able to. There's a snapping turtle right there coming towards us, and he's about a 40-pounder, and he is a good size. I mean, he's coming right at me. Man, he blends in so good. That is frightening with all of the reeds that are around here. He's got to come up. There's a rock there, unless he's going to lay right below the rock. Looks like he's going to stay right there. Let's see if it's whole. Oh yeah, that's not a bad start, guys. Let's rinse it off where y'all can take a look at it and then see where it's from. Alright, so it's from Birmingham, and that is a Squeeze, a very nice Art Deco bottle. Very excited to have that one. It took me a while before I found the first one of these. This is actually my second or third now that I found, but the water level's pretty low, so it actually made where this one was actually up on the bank. Last time this would have been underwater, so it's a good sign. Hopefully we'll find some more. Let's get back to it. All right, here's one right below the surface. I can tell that the top's gone, but I am looking for drinking glasses as well today. So it's a buffalo rock. The embossing's a little bit too high to be cut into a usable glass. See, it would be up there kind of more towards the neck. That's a good aged bracket though, and that's from Birmingham, but sadly not usable for what I want it to be. What is that right there? Let's see what this is. A little bitty bottle. Lots of bottles washed out. I didn't think it had rained that much since last time I was here, but apparently it has. All right, this is pretty exciting, guys. I'm not gonna lie. There is 1, 2, 3 bottles I see right here. There's one right here. There's one right there. There's one here. There's one up there. So we're gonna pull them out one at a time and see how many are not broken and how many are. I can feel the top's gone on this one, but let's see what it is anyways. That's a Chero from Leeds with the top gone. All right, let's look at this other one together. That is a Coke, a 1923 Coke. All right, now then let's take a look at this one. Oh, that one looks whole. And it is whole. And oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. It does have a lip chip, But guess what? That is a blank circle slug. Note I had a paper label in it. And our last hope of those 4 that we just saw is this one right here. Oh, top's gone on it. Looks like that was another buffalo rock. Yep. Man, a lot of stuff has washed up since I was here last. Here's one right here. We're gonna put the camera underwater for it. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Now that it's been underwater, I know sometimes it takes a second for the water to clear, but it is a nice charo and it is complete. And the best part is it's not a Birmingham one. It's from Leeds, Alabama. So that's a little bit tougher one to get, and that's exciting. So 2 sodas in a matter of about 10 minutes. I hope this is gonna set the par for the rest of the day. Let's keep going. Not gonna lie, I just gave myself a slight heart attack. I was picking up this old can and all of a sudden something moved inside of it, and guess what? There's a big old crawfish in there. I was like, man, what is that when I grabbed it? Let's see if I can get him out. There he went. You see him right there? That's a good sized crawfish. He's almost big enough to eat. Yeah, that can is a little bit too roached, sadly. All right, I see a bunch of Coke bottles right here. We're gonna take a look at them one at a time. That one's modern. Let's put it down. That one is a Pat D, so that's fairly modern. Let's see about that one. Looks like that's Pat D. And last but not least, modern. Wow, all that glass laying there, not one old one. And you do have to be cautious this time of year. Waders kind of give you a false sense of security. So you'll be walking through the grass not thinking anything about it, or at least I don't normally, and then all of a sudden a snake will take off out of the the grass and you'll be like, oh man, I could have stood on that. So if you do have waders on, don't get too confident. Kind of use your grippers or something in front of you. I've got to where I'm taking my grippers and kind of shuffling the grass in front of me like that to make sure that there's no snapping turtles or poisonous snakes. You remember I found one of these about 2 weeks ago and I was like, I've never found a mycoca from Fairfield. Well, bam, there's another one. Sally top's gone on it. Maybe a whole one's in here for me. We just got to keep looking. Right behind this, there is a Coke though. Can't tell how old it is yet, but let's take a look together. It's a 1923. No? Nope, Pat D. Oh. And it's from Birmingham, Alabama. The thing about this creek that's so weird is that it literally just shuts off. Like the old glass is like going, and all of a sudden it's just no more. And you would think that it would wash downstream, but there's a lot of rocks in here. And I guess the rocks maybe keep the movement a bit slower to where the bottles don't roll as far. But I walked way down there and it was all new Cokes. Nothing of age. And it seems like everything of age is all within a quarter mile on this creek. So we're gonna walk back up and see what I missed. I just kicked that out of the bottom with my foot. Oh, I thought it was just a beer bottle. But nope, that's a buffalo rock. And it's from Birmingham and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. Must have been buried for a little while down there to not be creek rashed up, and that's okay. We'll take it for sure. All right, we've got a few bottles right here. We're gonna take them one at a time. Let's see what this one is. It's a big slick. All right, this down here looks like it could be a Coke. Let's see together. Oh no, that's a good one. Check it out. Try me. From Birmingham, Alabama. We'll take that one too. Getting to where it's hard to carry everything once again. Oh, it is a marble. Yeah, my daughter will be excited about that. She loves the marbles. She's got a whole jar full. I don't know why. She takes them around, puts them in her doll houses, and does all kinds of stuff with them. This bottle right here, I think, is a tough one. It's a 1915 from Leeds, Alabama. I'm not for sure if it is, but I'm pretty sure that's a tough bottle. Sadly, it's got a nice lip chip up there. It's okay though, we're gonna keep looking. What kind is he? Y'all let me know. It was a cap gun. I just pulled the barrel right off of it. That looks like that could have been an older one though, made out of steel instead of plastic. Look at that. That's a big old jug bottom. Golly, look at the handle on that thing. That'd have been massive. Have to leave that on the bank to carry out on the way back because that's too heavy to carry the whole trek. There's a Coke bottle right here. That might be an older one. Let's see if I can get a date off of it. It is. That's a 1915. It's from Savannah, Georgia. That's pretty cool. 1915 Savannah, Georgia. And right next to that 1915, it looks like it's going to be, yep, that's a modern beer. And then right down here, I see something buried. It's broken. But that would have been a nice orange crush. So not bad. Nice 1915. I'll take it for sure. All right, we got another one right here. I can tell that it's broken. Broken Chericola from Columbus, Georgia. That one's been in there for a little while. Sadly, these do not make good drinking glasses because you can see how far up the embossing is. That's pretty neat right there. See, it's got a 10 on it. I don't know if that would have been a 10-gallon crock or not. With that 10 on it, that's what it makes me think of though. Check that out right there, guys. It's like a little mini flask or a medicine. It was just a medicine and it was a screw top. That's 30s or 40s. Not old enough. Man, y'all look at this. That's cool right there. That is a wagon wheel center hub that has been in the creek quite some time. You can see where the spokes would have came out. That's a really cool find right there. I think I'm going to take that out with me and try to clean it up. I don't know what I'll do with it, but it's too cool to leave behind. You know, that right there could have been hauling people back and forth to the mine, or it could have even been hauling sodas. So it's got a lot of history behind it. I'm sure that wheel has seen a lot of miles. Bottle right down here. Can't tell if it's old or not. Oh, another one. These guys are getting me. These green 7-Ups or whatever they are. They look so good with all the silt on them. Oh well. I just picked this one up. Nice base script Raola from Birmingham, Alabama. That's going to be a nice short shot glass. So finally starting to get on stuff. It just took a few minutes. But that'll be a cool one for sure. Check out this turtle, guys. One of those very rare occurrences. I doubt the camera's picking up, but it is actually raining pretty hard right now with the sun out. It's not helping me. I can't see anything. I'm enjoying the rain though, because this is a creek that I wear waders in, as far as it making me cooler, but at the same time, it's not very helpful for the visibility for me to be able to spot stuff beneath all the little rain droplets sitting at the top of the water. So we get comments pretty often wondering why we wear waders in the water during the summertime. Oftentimes it's due to pollution levels and sometimes E. coli levels in the water that we're in. And today, if you see me wearing waders, it's actually because of leeches. We have to worry about leeches in some of our spots. Now, all of the waterways are like that. So when you see my wife and daughter with me, 9 times out of 10, we're in a much cleaner waterway than what I go into by myself. With that being said, the rainstorm that we just had cooled me down a little bit. It's given me a little bit of rejuvenation, and we're going to go check one more spot, which is the small ditch, but it's really, really hard to climb down to. So I know the camera work's not going to be great. So y'all just forgive me for that. Let's go check it out now. Here we go. We got us a Coke bottle. It's just a Pat D, but where are you from? From Montgomery, Alabama. So, first whole bottle of the day. We'll take it. Check this out right here. Chericola. Dang, it's got a flash all the way down through there. Where was it from? That's from Selma. Then right here, that's a knee high. A nice slick. And another big slick mid. All laying clumped together right here around this tree was uprooted. Really hoping That's a good sign that there's going to be a whole lot of bottles down here. Check this out. This is mud based right here. That is a big old whiskey. Not quite old enough though. Just says 1 quart on it. Still had a press top. I really thought that was going to be an old one with that mug base. You just never know though. Y'all see what I see? I see a soda. Oh, it's broken. It's okay, it's gonna be a good drinking glass candidate. That's a lime cola, and that's from Selma, Alabama. And that's a perfect one to turn into a drinking glass. So I'm excited about that. Looks like I've got another one right here. This one's complete though. It looks like it was an ACL and the label is all gone. I was really hoping that that was going to be embossed, but you can't win them all. See that cobalt right there? Oh, it's not embossed. That was probably a shoe polish. And there's another ACL soda. Lots of 30s and 40s stuff right here. We're not quite getting to the age bracket that I want to get into. We got to go a little bit further. Look at the size of that jug that's all broken. Looks like it's probably a 3-gallon. It was a good size for sure. The bottles start to get older right here. So we've got to slow down and keep our eyes peeled. Check this out. There's a trademark Watkins. Nice big one. That's a good find right there. In good shape. Nice amber color. Nice turn of the century bottle. So that's definitely winning. Let's keep going, see what else we can find. Check out that little mini flask. That's a real nice one. Nice little cork top. Sure wish it would have said something, but that's okay. That's definitely a keeper. Put that one in my boot because I'm sure that's where that probably came from over 100 years ago. Somebody kept that right in their boot. Got them a nice swig anywhere they went. A little bit of whiskey. Let's see what that is. Oh my goodness. Another slick. Keeps on getting me. We have officially made it back home. It was way too hot to be in that ditch. I had to get out of there. I started to get cramps in my left leg, and the last thing I wanted to do is be stranded in the bottom of that ravine. So I hiked out, headed home, and I'm gonna take the time to show you a really messy shop. And the reason for that is I'm trying to figure out how to move all of this glass. And so yes, the big problem that I have is getting it cleaned and then listed on the eBay store, and I don't have the time to do that. But for now, I'm not talking about moving as in selling. I'm talking about figuring out how to box it all up and keep from breaking it. We're about to put our house on the market. So yes, this is an absolutely crazy time here in our household. And I am gonna go behind the scenes for a minute with you guys. You know I never keep secrets from y'all. I'll tell y'all like it is. I don't know how I'm gonna keep the videos up over the next few weeks. I'm gonna do the best that I can. But we're gonna be trying to get our house on the market within the next 4 weeks. And that means I have to have the majority of my clutter all picked up, boxed up, and at least organized so it doesn't scare off people that come to view our house. Once the house sells, and you may be wondering why we're selling it, well, we're moving in with my parents. Only temporarily though. We're gonna move in with those guys for about, hopefully, no more than 2 to 3 months while we're building a barn dough. The barn dough is gonna be a few hundred square feet smaller than our house that we're in now, so we are downsizing. But by downsizing, I'm hoping that it may allow us to do this stuff, videos, full time. And that's gonna make a huge difference for the quality of the content as well as the consistency, which means that we may be able to make more videos or at least longer ones. So we're excited, but at the same time, we're very nervous. This is the house that we brought my daughter home to. This is the only place that she's ever known. I've also poured my heart and soul into building this shop that you see, as well as remodeling the entire house that was built in 1986 that we're in now. We had a bunch of small projects that were incomplete, like painting projects and flooring projects and stuff like that we're in the middle of trying to just knock out and be done with. But what it is doing is it's taking away my time from the channel, but that's okay because what I'm doing right now is more important. So I wanted you guys to be aware as to what's going on. And if you want to follow along basically with our construction projects and everything that's going on with that, we do have another channel that's kind of in the background that's floating. It's not as prominent as this one. It's much smaller, and we only release a video there as we get a chance. It's not on schedule. It's called the Glass Family Homestead. And yes, it's a play on words, But we basically did this just to document our journey. This wasn't something that we're going to try to make a ton of money with the channel or anything like that, but we wanted to be able to look back on the build, and that's the way for us to document it, is that channel. So again, feel free to go check it out if you want to. We hope that you guys enjoyed today's adventure though. I just wanted to take the time to explain to you what's going on and why I may be slow responding on my eBay store, why I may be slow responding to comments or even emails. We just have a whole lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. With that being said, we will see you guys hopefully in next week's video.